Hi, this is Katie Roberts calling from District 6. We must invest in Black and Indigenous communities as well as restorative justice now. We can do this by defunding SPD by the amount set out by the City Council for 2020, and by 2021, we need to reach 80% at least. We cannot continue to defund education and then complain about the crime rate. We must invest in our youth now so that we can have the future that we desire. I urge you to hold Mayor Durkin accountable by overriding her veto. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Frankie, followed by Heather Barnett.
Can you hear? Am I on?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Frankie from D4, and I'm calling regarding the overriding of the mayor's veto. Council members, this vote is not just for political process and gain. It's for the reputation of not just the City Council, but for the entire city administration and leadership. Thousands of your constituents, city organizations, and community leaders have spoken. After HSD's lack of action last week in the smoke and Parks and Rec repeatedly allowing the SPD and SPOG to operate to their end unchecked, it's clear that you are possibly the last politicians that could stand up to the mayor's veto and begin healing this divide and continuing the community discussion of defunding the SPD. Please use your vote wisely, hold the line, invest in Black communities, and show support for the people and not just those that can afford it. Thank you. I yield my time.
Thank you. Next up is Heather, followed by David Della.
Hi, my name is Heather Barnett. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello? Okay, sorry. I'm a resident of District 3. I want to start off by thanking Kashama Sawan as well as the other council members for having me speak and for advocating for this budget in the past. I'm calling today to ask you to override the mayor's veto and keep up with your promise to defund SPD by 50%. I know that this is just the beginning of a long process, and I hope that we can make true change in our city to help better support marginalized people within our community. I'm appreciating also all the other people who have called in, showing you an overwhelming support for overriding this veto, and I hope that you'll listen to the people in your region. Thank you. I yield my own time.
Thank you. Next up is David Della, followed by Nia Lanier.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is David Della. I'm a lifelong resident of Seattle, former city council member and District 7. I urge the council to not override but sustain the mayor's veto. Our city is in a crisis with COVID, economic downturn, and police killings. This is a time when we need our leadership to work together to address these issues, especially to reimagine and restructure the police department. Please take the time to work with the mayor, police chief, experts in public safety, and all communities to come up with a plan. The safety of all of our residents are resting on this, and this is not to be taken lightly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up is Nia, followed by Faith Gundren.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Neil Lanier. You already voted to approve the rebalanced 2020 budget, fight against the systemic racism and murder by people of color that has taken place for far too long instead of capitulating to the dishonesty of the mayor who represents the interests of businesses and law enforcement above all. Loss of business is not equal to lost lives. I'm asking you to hold the line and override the mayor's veto to ensure divesting from SPD starts now, alongside crucial reinvestments in the Black community. This legislation has already passed, and I'm asking you to hold strong in the face of the mayor's obstructionist and racist attempts to reshape it. Durkin's pro-cop deal guts the advances made as a result of the uprisings this summer in defense of Black lives. It dishonors the Black lives lost to police violence, including here in Seattle. I yield the rest of my time.
Okay, next up is Faith, followed by Eli Goss.
Yes, I'm Faith Gundren, and I'm a constituent of District 7. Pay attention, Andrew. I'm talking to you. You committed to defunding SPD by 50%. Y'all made like a 1% cut. If you allow the mayor to undo that cut, you're a weakling or a liar. Your choice. No excuses. No compromises. A compromise is a middle finger to every single person in the city of Seattle who has shouted Black Lives Matter. A compromise is trash. Override the veto, Andrew. Override the veto, Andrew. Override the veto, Andrew. I'm done.
Thank you. Next up is Eli, followed by Nadine Emmons.